Hey, Gary, everybody seems to be on. When you're ready, if you're ready, I can have Jesse start going live and they can start the meeting if that's okay with you.
I'm ready. Everybody else is ready?
Yes.
Good.
Let's rock and roll.
Great. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yourself, Marcus. Marco.
Okay, Jesse, let us know when you want to start.
Yep, stand by.
Hold on, Mark, speak. Good, how are you? Yeah, it's going to start right now. Oh, no, it's on the, it's the link that you click on.
All right, you're live.
It's on the website.
Are
You're
we
good to
okay
begin.
to go?
Yep, you're ready.
Yep.
Marcus, you ready? I guess he clicked himself off.
He's
Okay.
muted.
Okay. Hold on. Yeah, you can start, Chairman. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the January 13th, 2021 Zoning Board of Appeals. Could I start with the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation, under God,
God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Okay, we have the minutes. We have the minutes from December 9, 2020. Does anyone have any corrections?
I don't, Miss Mary, no.
Marco doesn't.
And Mavic does not.
Armin?
I assume that just the one change I didn't look at the revised, the one change, the 33 to 34 was made?
No, we can't do that.
You can't do that? Okay. Okay.
No. Once the public hearing is closed, then we voted on the resolution.
Okay.
We have to
then I'm
have
good.
that ahead of time, okay?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay, buddy. All right, so if I have no corrections or omissions, motion to pass the minutes? Approve them, rather?
So moved, Mary.
Thank you.
Second.
Second, Ed. Thank you, Ed.
You're welcome.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, moving on to what we have tonight is two issues we've been working on for a while. The first one is 1-20-BZ. It's Ryan Calabro, 226 Travis Avenue. Now, there's been a lot of back and forth between me, Marcus, and the attorney. So I'm wondering, Stephanie, are you on?
I am on,
Okay.
and I just heard, I've been speaking with Mr. Calabro's attorney several times this week, and I have just received a text asking that we please withdraw it at council's request. And I think Brian Calabro's on right now, so I'm not sure if he's still there, but that's the text. So they'd like to withdraw the application.
Okay, Brian, you aware with that?
Yeah, just a couple of things we had to go over with Dave. I just logged on tonight to make sure Stephanie got the message from Dave.
Okay.
Okay.
So without any further ado, I'll take a message to withdraw.
I'll make the motion to withdraw the Calabro application.
I
Marco?
second, Mary.
Mary seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm abstaining.
You're abstaining. Okay, 4, 1 abstention. Harriman's an excuse me.
Just because this is going on before my time on the zone.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Yep.
No, it's no problem. Okay, the second one,
Do we need a letter,
I'm sorry?
Stephanie? Do we need a letter?
Why? They put it on public. I mean, if you'd like a letter, if the board would like a letter, we can have them a letter with, withdrawing it. It's up to the board.
This is this meeting's cut in stone, basically, right?
Yeah, it'll be in the minutes of the meeting, so I'm assuming that's adequate.
Is there some protocol I don't know about to have a letter?
Well, maybe I have before, I've been here a long time, but I don't recall anybody coming on publicly and asking to, so normally they send it through with a letter. But we have Mr. Calabro here, and I have council's text asking me to do that in public tonight, so I think we're good.
Okay, thank you, Stephanie.
You're welcome.
All right, so the second one is calendar 5-20-BZ. It's Mr. Leone, 171 Cortlandt Street. It's a variance for a pool, gazebo, patio. I understand from today that he has said he'd like to hold this over till next meeting. Correct me if I'm wrong. And he's going to get in touch with his engineer, because I believe our engineer was in touch with him or so forth. Am I right on that, Stephanie?
Yep. Yes, you're correct. I think our engineer was looking for as-built plans where they would certify that the plans as shown and stamped, that the drainage system and any other work was done as it was planned. And I don't think he got that sign off. So he's either looking to do, to get his engineer to sign off on it, or our engineer, George, suggested another way to be able to figure out how that was built and to be able to sign off on it and certify it. So my understanding from the email today is the same as yours, that he'd like to hold it over, give him a month to try to do that.
Okay. Now, the other thing about that, we also got an email today from another neighbor about the Leone. I don't know if everybody got that or not, but
Yes.
wild reading before next month anyway. Everybody get that letter?
Yes.
Yes, we got the letter.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay. This was a big blow about basically nothing, unfortunately, but I appreciate you all coming on to the meeting. I guess I was the guy that was late. Sorry about that.
Are you going to make a motion to keep that public hearing open for Leone?
We should, right? That's what he requested.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion to carry over the meeting for Leone at 171 Cortlandt Street to next month, which is, somebody help me out, February.
February 10th.
There you go.
Don't rely on me.
All right, so second.
All right. On the question, I have a question. We did open the public hearing last month for him?
Yes.
We did?
Yes.
Okay. That answers that then. Thank you. All in favor to carry it over?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, 5-0. Well, I don't really have anything else except maybe Stephanie. The last meeting when we were talking about Leone,
Yeah.
the engineer, our engineer was going to go walk the property with the building inspector, and I had asked if I could join the walkthrough.
I don't know whether he walked through.
Yeah, I don't.
And he's out ill right now, which is the only reason he's not on tonight.
Okay. Well, Marcus, if he's going to do that, see if he could give me a call, or you, or something. Let me, because I'd like to walk through him and listen to what he has to say.
No, my understanding is he asked Mr. Leone to have his engineer do some test pits to see if the stormwater management was installed correctly and have the engineer certify that. I don't think he has any plans to walk on the site, but if he does, I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. I don't really have anything else. Is there any member that has something they'd like to talk about?
Yeah, I just made, after we had finished last time, within a day or two, Mr. Erasum sent an email, and I have heard nothing else. I don't know, there's been no resolution denying it. I don't recall now whether or not that's a necessity, but I was just curious, was he looking to continue this or what?
We closed the public hearing and voted not to
Right.
accept it. So if he wants to try it again, he's got to go through the whole process.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure I signed the one for Horgan, and I'm pretty sure I did Aronson. Correct me if I'm wrong, Stephanie.
I believe so. I mean, I don't think I got them back signed, but I know I sent them.
All right. Well, hey Marcus, could you just check with the staff tomorrow, make sure I signed them both?
Sure, no problem, no problem.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure I did. You know, I remember one
I'm
day it
pretty
was
sure you
cold,
did,
my
too.
hand was shaking. So, anyway.
Stephanie was nice enough to send everybody a copy of the local law that was passed from the village board. I want to make sure everybody did receive a copy of it since everybody's here right now. If anybody has any questions, maybe Stephanie can answer those questions now, or if everybody's okay with it, we'll leave it alone.
Well, when did that come? Just recently? An
Yeah, the
hour
last
ago or
village.
something?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it just came through.
I haven't had a chance to read it, so.
I
Yeah,
put
I
in
like
red, the language in red is the new language, just for your information, so you don't have to read everything.
Okay.
And I also referenced back to it in a different area of the code for your benefit of the zoning board, because when we're talking about pre-existing non-conforming, you need to look back at this change.
Okay.
So you'll see a one-liner there, just sort of cross-referencing.
Gonna have to retrain our brain
Yeah, a little bit,
a little bit,
a little bit.
I still have some space up there, not much, but some. Anyway.
Right.
Well, thank you, Stephanie, for doing that. Like I said, I haven't read it yet, but I certainly will.
Okay.
And I encourage everybody to read the neighbor's letter from next to Leon's.
Yes.
It's different than Mr. Lepica's letter. So,
One of the things mentioned in the letter is lighting, and
yes.
I'm not an expert of the code, but is there a section that I could point to, or is it, that you could point me to about lighting? And also, I don't know any plans that actually show lighting where he's going to put on the pool gazebo area.
Off the top of my head, I don't know if there's a section for that, because
Okay, I'll do a search.
most of the time,
Planning board.
when lighting's incorporated into something, it's usually a planning issue.
Yes, they usually
But-
deal with that, and I can't remember what anyone did with Mr. Leone and his issue over there, but lighting should have been taken into consideration, and I don't recall having previous complaints, at least that I know about, from those neighbors. So I guess that what they're saying is additional lighting might be just too much.
I wonder if he installed one of those security motion sensor cameras
Oh, yeah.
that come on and, it happens to shine in the neighbor's yard.
That could be. That could be.
Can I ask just one question now? We haven't had any complaints that you know of from over there since he's rebuilt the house. It's got to be, 4 or 5 years now at least, right?
Yep.
I mean, the only one that might know the only one that might know now is Marcus, maybe, because the new building inspector, I don't think he's had any issues, and obviously we can't ask the old one. Okay.
No, just to let you know, since I've been here for a little bit over a year now, which I can't believe that time has passed that quickly. There's been no official complaints that we have seen. Chairman, there's a hand raised. I don't know if you can see it on your screen. Do you want me to unmute that person?
Sure.
Okay. Peter, you're allowed. You're open to. Your mic is open to speak.
Okay, I'm Laura Giuliano. I live next door to Mr. Leon, and I just raised my hand because we complained, not formally in a letter when it first happened, but we complained to Barbara when Mr. Leon was originally building the property that he had raised the area, the ground, 1.5 feet higher than it was with Evelyn. And I talked to, what was the trustee I spoke to, Peter? The one from...
Exactly.
We spoke to Nick Zachary about it back then, spoke to Barbara about it, went to a meeting, my husband spoke about it. So we did discuss that. Nothing came of it. was allowed to build it that way, and because it was 1.5 feet higher, it flooded my yard. And so we complained then, and Mr. Leon had to build a small stone wall in between the properties on his side of the fence, and that helped with the flooding. We didn't get that runoff. The problem with now the stone on that wall, there are some parts that are coming loose, and we have every once in a while, not all the time, every once in a while we have stone falling into our yard from rock falling into our yard from that stone wall. That's why I put in the letter our concern when the property is disrupted in the back, if that variance is allowed and he can build the pool. My concern was what's going to happen with the water. But the reason why I raised my hand is because we did actually complain at the beginning. We spoke to Barbara and Nick Zachary, just so you know.
Okay, thank you. I hope you were listening, but the engineer is going to have to sign off that water abatement system works. I'm not that guy, but I can't do anything till I know all the ins and outs.
I'm not looking for an answer. I just wanted to let you know that we did speak at the beginning of that project. We had some concerns, and we have some concerns now. That's all. I just wanted you to have the background of that.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else, Marcus?
Just one more thing, just to make sure everybody knows. As you know, the village board is looking at overlay district along the Route 9A corridor. Officially, the planning board has time to comment and provide comments. If the village board, as residents, you have any concerns or questions, please get it over to us before the next board meeting, so I'll make sure they're addressed as well. So I just want to make sure you guys have a chance to take a look at that too.
Thank you. Okay. I have to do some catching up on that, but I will definitely look at that too, and I think everybody else should look at it, because once you change that, I don't think there's any going back, at least in my mind. Because if you're going to let people build on that property, other than commercial,
Yeah, so take a look at I emailed it to you some time ago. Just take a look at it. Please send me any comments. I'll get it to the planner, and then we can address them at the board meeting.
Okay, thank you, Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anything else?
Yeah, I just have a quick thing. If you folks wouldn't mind, the section of the zoning which allows for variances gives you a list of 5 or 6 things that you need to take a look at and make sure it complied with before you grant variance. And so, and not only with Mr. Leon's, but to go from 30 to like 40, whatever, or 43 or whatever he's asking for, in my opinion, you have to make sure those things, are complied with, those, because that's in the zoning law. But also, just please be aware that when you give that sort of variance for this sort of reason, it does open the gates. I mean, it does. You've set a precedent for other people, and so you need to be mindful of the fact that that's a large variance. And I'm sure you know that, but if neighbors complaining, and there's ways to say to folks no, or well, perhaps not a gazebo, or perhaps a smaller, or perhaps, especially when you have neighbors on both sides saying there are drainage problems, because I actually called George and asked him whether an in-ground pool could disrupt the underground flow of water.
No doubt about it.
Right, no doubt about it. So he was going to get back to me on, with some more information on that, but he's sick, and Mr. Leon has work to do in terms of his own engineering. So just a reminder.
Okay, no, I get it. I think you had sent us an email several months ago about that.
Yeah, because sometimes things like this, if you're not inclined to grant that kind of variance, sometimes in the beginning it's better to say that than have Mr. Leon or George and all these people doing all these engineering and work. I mean, with Mr. Leon, he has to get the as-built and has to get the sign-off because he should have done that years ago. And for some reason, it slipped through the cracks. But just in general.
I
Just
get
a
it.
thought, just a thought.
No, I get it. You're right. Okay. We have nothing else. I'll take a motion to adjourn and see you in February.
So moved.
So moved, Ed.
Yep.
I'll second it, Marco.
To adjourn.
Thanks, Marco.
Got it.
Second and Marco. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you, Marcus, for tonight.
Yep.
Appreciate it.